Joining me now is royal commentator Jack Stooks to delve down a bit more into this story. Jack, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Jack, I'm gobsmacked by this one, particularly the fact that Harry is once again trashing his family, and in particular I'm upset about what he said about his dad. It's like, well, Dad doesn't talk to me. I don't know how much longer he's got. I'm paraphrasing slightly. I don't know how much longer he's got to live. I mean, that is just outrageous, isn't it?
I think, I mean, yes and no. I think that the problem is that Harry might be thinking in the sense that he lost his mother at an early age. He didn't get a chance to, for instance, say goodbye to her and, have that time. And he's now since found out that his father's got this cancer diagnosis. And for one of a bit, like, I think none of us really know how much longer he has. So he might be referring to it in that way rather than, trying to have a dig at the king. So it's a little bit difficult not being sure exactly where the context is in what he's saying. But, it does seem that time and time again he says things. But, this might be that he might be saying it so that his father might see this and go, actually, let's just phone him. But as we all know, every time he speaks, it sort of, the shutters come down more and more with the royal family. So it is unfortunate what is happening. But, the palace will obviously protect the king, and they'll stop him being able to reach the king because they don't obviously want him getting worse. His diagnosis is already bad as it is. So they'll be trying to protect the king from any worse stories coming out, because that will affect his health.
I mean, the thing is, Jack, you've worked with the royal family. You know how they do close ranks when things like this happen.
Yeah.
But they are still human. It's still going to hurt. There's no way that this will be kept from the king. He will be aware of it. I mean, it went out on the BBC. Yeah. He will be very aware of these comments. He is human. This is his son. It's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that is that word. I think there's a lot of hurt on both sides. And I think with that interview, we can see that Harry is hurting. I think, he's obviously missing England. He's obviously missing what he had here. And yes, he's not, innocent in all of that. There have been things, there's been stories told that have come from him. And this is the difficult part of it. He's suddenly gone, okay, no, well, I'm saying that I completely am at peace now with my family hurting me, and now it's up to them. And that's a little bit of a difficult one, because, we've seen this time and time again in stories, time and time again in interviews, and somehow the story comes out and it might be something badly against the Queen, or badly against the Princess of Wales or the Prince of Wales. And that's why they're going further and further back, which is completely understandable. But at the same time, it's the Harry that I know and that I used to really care about, that we all did when we used to see him at events, is he's very much, the heart and soul of the party. He absolutely loved his family. So something's gone wrong, and that's where the problem is. And, when I think was it 2020, when suddenly this new term was penned that they are no longer working royals, there wasn't such a term as you're not a working royal. You were either royal or you weren't. And, suddenly it came out, you're now like this new, disease. You're not a working royal. So there has been hurt, and you can see why there's hurt. But, the retaliation hasn't been a wise move.
Do you think something that's gone wrong is Meghan?
I mean, yes and no. I think something that's gone wrong is definitely within the new family unit, and we can't put blame on Meghan or on Harry. It's difficult to put a blame exactly. Nobody knows where the pinpoint is in this. Hence why this argument rages on. Sort of what he said 5 years later, and we're still unaware what's going on, and we're just sort of surmising as to he said, she said. But how good would it be if they all just went into a room and hashed it out?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, but it looks increasingly like that's
Yeah.
never going to happen. I mean, does Harry? I mean, it's like you know the royal family, you work with them for long enough. I mean, does Harry have no self-awareness whatsoever? I mean, he was a bit of a lad. We know, there's sort of like, we served in the army, at the strippers in Las Vegas and all that sort of thing, the drug confession, etc., etc. But this is a different level. It's like having no self-awareness of how words can actually be more hurtful than actions.
Yes, but I think when you're in this situation where you feel nobody's listening to you, you keep talking and you just keep hoping that the more you talk, the more somebody's going to listen. And, we all know full well that doesn't work, that sometimes the less you say, the better it is in a situation. And we've all done it, we've all tried to come out of a hole, and you sort of talk and talk yourself out of it, but all the way through you're going deeper and deeper down into this hole. And unfortunately, that's what he's doing. It's a very sad, tricky moment for them all. But the king isn't well. I mean, we all know he isn't well, and he's obviously, Harry's now realizing that. Yes, I mean, he said we don't know how long he's got left. I mean, we don't know how long you or I have left.
Of course.
But I think for him, maybe he's now seeing his children growing up without them seeing the grandparents, without them having that extra love from the grandparents. And we don't know what's going on with Meghan's father, for instance, as well. Is he seeing them? And there's these two innocent children in this, and they're being robbed of all this love.
Yeah, and that's the point, actually, isn't it? It's the kids involved without any grandparents at all. OK, thank you very much, Jack. That's Jack Stu.
Hello, Royal Sussex Squad. Welcome back to another deep dive into the world of Harry and Meghan, where we shine a light on the Sussexes' resilience and expose the hypocrisy and negativity of their critics. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and consider showing your support through super thanks. Every bit of support keeps this community strong and thriving. Now, let's get into today's story. Princess Lilibet Diana Sussex's 4th birthday and the heartstrings it's pulling on, especially with King Charles. According to a royal expert, Charles is apparently in pain over not seeing his granddaughter. Well, let's unpack what's really going on here, shall we? So, little Princess Lilibet turned 4 this week. 4 whole years since she burst into the world, a bright light born in Santa Barbara, California, thousands of miles away from the British royal bubble that her parents bravely stepped away from. Meghan shared 2 beautiful black and white photos, one from when Lilibet was a newborn, cradled in Harry's arms, and another of Meghan and Lilibet together, capturing that bond between mother and daughter that is so pure and so loving. Meghan's sweet message: happy birthday to our beautiful girl. 4 years ago today she came into our lives, and each day is brighter and better because of it. Thanks to all of those sending love and celebrating her special day. Doesn't that just melt your heart? Meghan and Harry's love for their children shines through in everything they do. They're building a life for Archie and Lilibet that is joyful and protected, filled with memories that those kids will cherish forever. And yet, here we have the usual suspects in the British media, trying to spin this into a tale of Charles's heartbreak. Oh, please. Let's call it what it is: crocodile tears. Royal expert Jenny Bond has come out to say she can only imagine the pain that Charles must feel when he thinks about all he's missing. Oh, so now the narrative is that Charles is the sad, lonely granddad missing out on tea parties and birthday cake? Let's not forget. This is the same man who can't even be bothered to pick up the phone and call his son or grandchildren. This is the same man who shut the door on Harry when he needed his father most. Spare us the tears, Charles. Let's be real, this so-called pain that Charles feels, it's self-inflicted. Charles has had every opportunity to reach out, to heal these wounds, and he's chosen to ignore them. He's chosen the cold shoulder over reconciliation. And who suffers? Not Harry and Meghan, because they're building something beautiful and strong in California. It's Charles and the rest of the monarchy who are losing out on these precious moments with the Sussex children. But what's even more galling is how the British press spins it. They act like Harry and Meghan are the ones blocking the relationship, when we all know that Harry has tried again and again to extend an olive branch. Harry's own words in interviews and statements make it crystal clear. He's not the one shutting the door. It's Charles, stuck in his royal bubble, choosing titles and protocol over his own flesh and blood. Let's remember how this all started. Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties because of the relentless harassment, the racism, and the sheer toxicity of the institution and the media. They had to protect themselves and their children, and I say, good for them. Who wouldn't? Any parent would move heaven and earth to protect their kids, and that's exactly what Harry and Meghan have done. And let's not forget, Harry and Meghan did make sure that Charles met Lilibet at least once back in 2022 during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee. They gave Charles that opportunity, but since then the phone lines have gone cold. And why? Because Charles refuses to see the Sussexes as family first. He sees them as an inconvenience, a challenge to the status quo. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are focused on what matters, celebrating Lilibet's 4th birthday with love and laughter. They're not wasting time on who's missing from the party. They're making sure Lily knows just how loved and cherished she is. Meghan's post was full of warmth, no drama, no petty shots, just a proud mother celebrating her daughter. And yet even in these sweet family moments, the British media can't help but twist the narrative. They talk about Lily's birthday as if it's some kind of royal scandal, like her cake should have a Union Jack on it or something. It's laughable. These are private family celebrations. Meghan and Harry owe no one an explanation for how they celebrate their daughter's special day. You know who was probably there for Lily's birthday? Grandma Doria Ragland, who has been the rock of this family, supporting Meghan and showing Lily what real grandmotherly love looks like. Maybe Tyler Perry sent a sweet gift. He's Lily's godfather after all, and we know how much he loves that family. Maybe Archie helped his little sister blow out the candles. Those are the moments that matter, not whether Charles had his feelings hurt. And let's not forget, Harry and Meghan are giving their kids a normal childhood. They're not being paraded around like props for the monarchy. They're not being taught to bow and curtsy before they can even walk. They're being taught to be themselves, to love freely, to explore the world with wonder. That's what matters. Now, let's talk about how the media conveniently ignores that Harry has repeatedly said he wants to reconcile. He's said it on record. But reconciliation is a two-way street, and Charles has done nothing to meet Harry halfway. If Charles really wanted to see his grandchildren, he'd pick up the phone. He'd show up. But instead we get these sad little stories about his pain, as if that excuses years of coldness and neglect. It's time to flip the narrative. Harry and Meghan are not the problem here. They're not the reason Lilibet doesn't see her grandfather. The monarchy's refusal to change, to show empathy, to actually act like a family. That's the problem. The British media can cry all they want about Charles missing Lilibet's birthday, but the truth is, this is the consequence of choices that Charles and the firm have made. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are moving forward. They're building their own legacy, one of kindness, creativity and love, and we're here for it. We see the way they're raising Archie and Lilibet, giving them the childhoods that Harry himself was denied. And you know what? That's beautiful. That's powerful. That's the future. So while the tabloids wring their hands about Charles's heartbreak, let's keep our focus on what matters. Lilibet had a magical 4th birthday surrounded by her parents' love. Archie and Lily are growing up free from the royal spotlight, free to be kids. And Harry and Meghan, they're thriving because they've chosen family over formality, love over titles. If King Charles really wants to be a part of Lily's life, he knows what he needs to do. But until then, let's not let anyone guilt Harry and Meghan for making the choices that keep their children safe and happy. That's it for today, squad. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should Charles step up and make amends? Or do you think Harry and Meghan are better off building their own world away from the drama? I love hearing your thoughts and reading your amazing comments. This community is all about supporting each other and lifting each other up. And before I go, if you love what we're doing here at Royal Sussex Squad, don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and if you'd like to show some extra love, hit that super thanks button to support the channel. Every bit helps us keep bringing you the truth, the tea, and the support that Harry and Meghan deserve. Princess Lilibet, Diana Mountbatten Windsor turned 4, June 4th. Celebrated in sunny California, far from royal constraints, her laughter a world away. From palace corridors, a private joy for her loving parents and her older brother Archie. Their family unit strong, united. Across the ocean reports surfaced of King Charles. He misses his granddaughter deeply. Another birthday, marked by distance. The miles feel vast, insurmountable. A grandfather's heart aches, understandably. These moments are precious, fleeting. He feels their absence keenly. The chasm is undeniable. Not just physical distance, but emotional too. Years of hurt, misunderstandings. In Montecito, California, life is different. Harry and Meghan have created a haven, a true sanctuary. For Archie, now 6, and Lilibet, here they are free, to be children. Away from the intrusive lens, the constant judgment, their home is filled with warmth and light. A space for joy to flourish, unchecked. They are devoted parents, utterly. Their children come first, always. Every decision revolves around them, their well-being. Harry, once haunted by his own childhood, now creates a different experience. For his son, his daughter, Meghan, a nurturing mother, instinctive, protective. They build a foundation of love and security. This is their most important work, their legacy, family walks, reading stories. The British media remains a constant shadow, their gaze fixed on Harry and Meghan. The narrative was decided long ago, or so it seems. The Sussexes are the scapegoats, the disruptors. This storyline sells. It generates clicks, outrage. Truth often takes a back seat to sensation. The agenda is clear. Maintain the status quo. Criticize those who challenge it, fiercely. Consider the hypocrisy. It is blatant. One day, King Charles's sorrow is amplified, understandable. His pain at not seeing Lilibet splashed everywhere. The next, any olive branch from Harry, dismissed, questioned, or worse, twisted. Portrayed as a PR stunt or insincere. There is no winning in this relentless game. The goalposts shift constantly. Section 4. Bridging the Divide, Harry's continued hope for peace. Despite the relentless criticism, the attacks, Prince Harry has not given up on his family. He has consistently sought connection, a way forward. He wants his children to know their grandfather, their cousins. This desire is genuine, deeply felt. He understands the importance of family ties, even when those ties are strained. Reconciliation cannot be one-sided. It requires effort from everyone involved. Section 5. Choosing their children, the flight to freedom and safety. The decision to step back from senior royal duties was not made lightly. It was agonizing. It represented an act of profound courage and love. Harry and Meghan chose their family, their children, over a system that felt increasingly untenable. They prioritized Archie and Lilibet's future above suffocating protocol and relentless public scrutiny. They wanted their children to grow up free from toxicity. This was their ultimate act of parental love. Section 6. Beyond the Gilded Cage, Harry and Meghan's New Dawn. Today, in 2025, Harry and Meghan are thriving. They are building a life on their own foundation, far from the constraints of the British monarchy. Their Archewell organisation is making an impact. They are telling their own stories in their own voices through podcasts, documentaries, books. This freedom is invaluable to them. It allows them to be who they truly are. They are no longer just royals. Until next time, squad, stay positive, stay loud and stay proud. Meghan and Harry have got this, and so do we. Bye for now.